So what's up here? This is my pre-jump workout, working on some lower body power. I'm letting the footage just roll here so you can get a good insight as to what I'm actually doing. The plan is pretty simple, to be honest with you. It is get my body warmed up with some maximal intent movements. Then I'm gonna mess with some higher output movements as in force. And we're gonna pair them together. It's pretty straightforward. So I like this XPT. It's kind of like a Jones Smith machine setup where the bar can move front and back. So, anterior to posterior, but also moves up and down like obviously a Smith machine. But the other cool two features on it is that the bar itself moves like a free weight bar. So the arms that you see there will move independently of each other. And also you see me gripping the handles. That's because when I let go of it, it can actually act as catches and lock in the weight, which is pretty awesome. So when I do my explosive movements, I don't need to worry about that load hammering my back at all. Another part of this whole process here is I like the machine because it adds stability. My goal today is to work on my intent, right? I'm working on my ability to produce power. And so basically power is force times velocity. So I don't just need to produce force, I gotta produce it quickly. I gotta start moving fast and producing force. Well, the machine allows me to do that. I have really stable setup, and a stable setup allows me to not be worried about stability. So as you see here, I'm messing through different kind of setups and ranges of motion, different tempos, adding load here and there as well. Again, just getting the body ready for some maximal intent and movements. And then once we get going to these max intent movements, I'm going to be doing back squats and front squats, kind of messing around a little bit of each. Again, the goal of this is to work on explosive power because I'm jumping later in the day. I don't want to be fatigued from this workout. I don't want to be sore from this workout. I don't want to be so tired from this workout that I can't actually do what I want to do. All right, here I am working on, I think this is 315 here, getting ready to lift something a little bit heavier. I did some back squats at first, and then I moved in some front squats just because I was kind of bored with, back squatting. My back squat form is not the best in the world. I kind of tip forward a little too much. I don't train the back squat really at all. And so I think next time I'm back squatting, I might lighten the load back down to like 365, 375 and trying to stay a little more vertical. As you see there, I'm, what is that, 385, I think that was 35. So a decent amount of weight, but you can see me start to pitch forward a little bit. And now with the max intent movements, you see I'm really getting to that specific range of motion. I'm not going down low. This is not deep range of motion. I'm working on those specific joint angles. And you can see me utilizing those catches as well. So again, trying to explode up, let the bar go up. And again, I kind of mess with what I'm doing with here. Point of it, the goal is just to move explosively. Now we're getting a little heavier work here. I think this is 405. I do a couple of sets at this, just one rep at a time. I'm not interested in 3 and 4 reps. I'm trying to move it smoothly, trying to move it fluidly, not trying to fatigue myself. And then I'll go right over and do my explosive movement with like a 30-second rest in between. And then after that explosive movement, I'll take my biggest rest. So maybe a minute, minute and a half before I go back into the back squat. And you see here, the reps are kind of random. I go a little bit by feel. I aim for about 3 to 7 reps, I'd say. It kind of depends on how I feel the bar's moving. Sometimes I'll actually hook up a velocity measuring device to see how it's going during the set. As I move into this here, this is that heavier back squat. This one's okay, decent-ish form. I slow it down a little bit, trying to, again, stay more vertical. You can tell by the descent and the ascent as well going up. I'm trying to stay upright. Don't let those hips shoot up right away. It's just a bad habit I've developed over time, and honestly something I just don't really work on. So you'll see why I switched to the front squat later. So again, back to pairing here, be explosive. I lighten the weight again, right? I'm starting to contrast those weights quite a bit. So initially I had that 405-ish, right? Sorry, not 405. Probably 305 on the bar when I was doing this. You can see I'm doing some rhythm work here. Just messing around, just trying to be explosive. But then I lighten the load. And then I was like, screw this. I don't want to back squat anymore. I'll do some front squats. So I messed around with some front squats here. This is, 315. Trying to stay nice and tall, vertical during this. I used to really like front squatting. The biggest thing with front squatting for me is setup. if you're not set up properly and you don't have a good elbow position, and my wrists are all messed up. I broke my left wrist, which is why I use straps. If you don't have a good elbow position, it's really easy to lose the weight. As you saw there, I kind of pitched forward a little heavier than expected. So I should probably keep it with this lighter weight, which you see in this last set here. Point is, this is my training. I wanted to share a little bit of it. Moving forward, I'll be doing a little more of this, talking through some of the exercises, some of the prep, and hopefully you all enjoy this. And I'm excited to try and see what I can do from an athletic standpoint here moving forward. I appreciate you all, and thanks for watching this.